Hi, so today we are actually going to go shopping at a thrift store that I've never been to before. This place, and I just couldn't help myself. Today we're in Laurel, Maryland, and I'm going to go walk around the store and I'm going to show you guys what I found. So if you're down for that and you want to see what I picked up when I went thrifting, then stick around and let's go. As I first walked in, I noticed that there were several, the entire wall from end to end just about, of these plastic bags, and they had just about everything in them. It could be makeup products, it could be little knickknacks. And then I made my way over to the clothes. And I mean, look at all of these jeans, you guys. This is just jeans. And then this is the rest of the store. I knew from that moment I was never going to see everything. So these are just some Pistola pants. They were distressed, and I believe they were the Cassie. I've heard good things about Pistola, but not that specific one. I thought that these were really interesting. They were a pair of Route 66 pants, and they looked like they could have been a straight leg or possibly a skinny with the buckle back on it, which I thought was super interesting. And then next up, I saw these. These were just a pair of some Citizens of Humanity jeans. They were brand new with tags from Aritzia, but I didn't end up picking those up. These are a pair of Free People pants, and they were just so worn that I couldn't get past it. I love it when thrift stores hang their pants like this. It is so easy. And these are just another pair of jeans. I didn't end up getting those. These were actually some Peruvian Connection jeans, and I almost went through with picking these up. I do put them in my cart, but I didn't end up buying it. These they just wanted $6.79 for. I am on the hunt for those perfect pair of bootcut jeans. These I thought were super interesting. They had this really cool embroidery on the back, and that's what really drew my eye. And I just don't know what it is about vintage denim, but it just has me in a chokehold. I love the construction and the color. These were a pair of Gap overalls, and I also want to find the perfect overall. These were from September of 1999, so they are definitely giving that 90s that I love. And here's another pair of those Lee jeans. There were actually two, and they were dead stock. Here are a pair of some vintage 80s to 90s jeans. I loved the blue and the patches and the flowers. It is so cute. And only $9.99. So then I made it over to the hard goods. I had to go to the ladies, but on my way out, I noticed this. Now, I really did like it. They didn't want a lot for it. It was only about $4.99, but unfortunately, it was missing that piece on the end. And then I saw this. I just thought it was so pretty. I love these kinds of vases right now. So here I'm just showing you guys my cart. That bag behind it, I was going back and forth with, and they had so much other luggage that, I mean, you could just look for hours. So then I'm finally making my way out of the hard goods area. I'm just kind of like walking around and everything. Now this one, I'm not upset that I didn't pick this one up. I really don't think that it was for me. But this one, I am so disappointed that I didn't buy it. It's actually lead crystal, and I believe it's vintage. There is a watermark on the bottom, but I don't know if y'all can see that. Honestly, I'm still wondering if I should have picked that up. Now for this, I thought it was really cool. It does go with my decor. It was only $4.99, but it didn't have a hook or anything on it. And then it had like a matching set as well, and I just put it into my cart. When I arrived this morning, there weren't nearly this many people. It started to get really packed around lunchtime. And I think at this point, I had been there for about maybe 2 hours. I loved this the minute that I saw it and knew that I wanted to take it home with me. And it's just $6.99. $2.99 instant into cart. And then I saw this. I really was attracted to it. It was only for $5.99, and I do end up picking this up and putting it into my cart, but ultimately I changed my mind because there was some damage on the frame. And these I just knew were going to be my camo cargo pocket girl moment. Everything about it. Yes. These were actually dead stock Old Navy from 2010. Crazy. I really like the embroidery that was on the shoulder. I'd never heard of that brand before, but I also like the flowers. I am so happy that I found this. It is so gorgeous, and it is silk, girls. It is silk. And that is my cart. So that is footage of everything that I picked up, and if you're interested, it's time for the haul.
Now I am back from my trip, and I'm going to show you guys everything that I got when I was in Maryland. So first up, you guys saw this. I really loved this mirror when I saw it, and it made it even better that they only wanted $3 for this. I just thought it was so freaking cool, and I know exactly where I'm gonna put it. And then I also did end up getting this. And I really liked the metal that it had around the frame. It does have some wear on it, like a natural patina, and I thought that that was really nice. And then I also picked up these. These are just like vintage canteens. This one is made in the USA, and this one is made in Korea. They typically don't go for a lot of money, but I really did like the fact that they were older and that it had this like worn in look to it. I don't know if I'd ever use it in a practical sense, but I guess I very well could. It is military, and it looks like they only wanted $7.49 for the 2 of these, and I was more than happy to pick this up. And then this find, this is by far my favorite pickup. I looked this thing up and down, and I did not find a pull, which is, if you know and you are a thrifter, this kind of fabric typically has some sort of flaw to it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It fits me like a glove, and it really does suck you in around the waist. It's 100% silk, and I really like that too. I can't wait to wear this. And then I also ended up getting these. These are a pair of the Beverly Hills Denim Company. It is vintage. I would say somewhere around like the 80s or maybe early 90s at the very earliest. It is 100% cotton, and it's made in the USA, and it does say that it is a vintage size 12. It has a hole here, but that's not that big of a deal. It can easily be sewn and fixed, and it does look like the pockets on the back were ripped off, but I do think that that kind of adds something to it as opposed to making it look worse. So I will be putting this up into my store, but I imagine this probably would fit like about a size 8 if I had to say. And I would keep it for myself, but I just feel like it tapers too much at the leg for me. Personally, I like something that is like a straight leg, or maybe even a boot cut or something like that. I just think it's a little bit more flattering, but it looks like that's all that I have for you guys. I didn't really get a whole lot in this store. I put a lot of stuff back. They didn't have changing rooms, but I just kind of made it work with the biker shorts that I had, and that's just a quick tip for you if you know that you're going somewhere and you're not sure if they have an open dressing room or not, is if you wear like biker shorts or some kind of athletic gear, a sports bra underneath a tank or something, it's really easy for you to just change clothes. I will say, for everything that I did buy, I am so in love, and I can't wait to go back. So I will see you guys next time on my next thrift trip, and I really liked hanging out with you. I will see you next time. Bye.